Okay, here we are. Hi, guys. Welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. In case anybody has not seen our excitement, Thriver's excitement over this new MyGLP product, we have had people start getting their packages last week. We've got experiences rolling in already, and I'm super excited to have my friend Elma on with us to chat. She's a day or two ahead of me and Dustin, so I wanted to bring her on to kind of talk about what she's noticed. But for those of you that don't even know what we're talking about, we have a brand new system, a 4-piece system that actually looks a little bit like our classic and elite Thrive experience with the first 3 steps, but we've added a 4th one. And all of these steps are designed to naturally increase your body's production of the GLP-1 and GIP hormone that it already creates. So there's nothing synthetic going into your body. It's just natural products that are designed to increase your body's levels of these hormones. Super excited about this. So we start out with 1 or 2 capsules. So there's 2 capsules in each of these packets here. We actually usually recommend starting a little bit slow. So the first couple days, maybe you just want to take 1 capsule and then ease up to 2. And then about 30 minutes later, we're going to drink our lifestyle mix, which again, you guys, just like what our classic and elite Thrive experience is, right? And then we're going to put the DFT on. And the 4th piece, you guys, is an oral strip that's going to dissolve on or under your tongue. It's recommended to take this kind of in the afternoon when you might need a little boost or something like that. You just take it out of here. I'm going to open it just so you guys can see what it looks like. But this little packet just kind of opens like this. And then the strip is just right on there. You peel that off. Some people leave it flat. Some people fold it once or twice, and then you just stick it either on or under your tongue, and it dissolves there. So that is what MyGLP looks like, what it's intended to do. Alma, you are almost a week on product. Is that right?
Today is day 6. So I thought I was a little bit further ahead than you and Dustin, but I think I'm only like a day ahead. So
yeah, well, that's because the day we got our product, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I'm not waiting. I had already done my 3 steps for the day. So I did not do the capsules that day, but Dustin and I shared a lifestyle mix, and then we each did the strip and the DFT. So I'm kind of, just saying that was day 1, even though it wasn't, all 4 products at that point. But I love that you're almost a full week on. I think, gosh, your product got there so fast, like the day after it shipped out or something. It was like amazing, right?
It was crazy. They announced that they were going to start shipping product, and literally and I had went to bed that night and it still said processing. And I mean, we've got millions of orders, that are going to be going out. And I checked it the next morning to check my tracking, and it said that it was going to be delivered that day. And I'm like, oh, that's just some kind of a glitch. There's no way the product, I mean, there's been times in the past that when I've ordered product regularly, it's literally come overnight, depending on what time of day that I order it. But I was absolutely blown away. So I wasn't counting on it being there. I just kind of kept my feelings inside. And then when I came home, I literally had it setting on my front porch. So yeah, it was pretty exciting because I didn't expect it, but it was like 4:30. I wanted to start it. I wanted to go ahead and do it, but I just stared at it and until the next day. So.
Well, awesome. Okay. So day 6 today, you have been able to put it to the test during the week, on the weekend. What kinds of things have you noticed already?
I've noticed, I'm usually in a good mood. The mood support with the 3 steps has been great for me, but I notice I'm a little bit lighter. Stressful situations, I just kind of handle a little bit differently. I've noticed the sleep. The sleep is mind blowing. I didn't start the product for the weight loss piece. I love to work out at the gym. I've had an amazing transformation, just from those 3 core products over the last 10 years with Le-Vel. But it was all the other things. The sleep, I slept great with those 3 steps. But holy cow, I can remember that first night, I struggled to get to sleep. Tossed and turned all night. But then night 2, that next morning when I woke up, I was like, holy cow. Like, I don't even remember going to sleep. I slept all night through the night, woke up, still waking up rested, and the appetite control. I love sweets, and I will eat sweets till I'm sick. It's not one of those, I've never been able to, hey, this tastes really good, but I'm full, and so I'll stop eating it. No, these cookies, this cupcake is fantastic. I'm going to eat 2. And so I do notice, it's like my stomach is talking to my brain, and I actually quit eating when I'm full.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Your stomach is talking to your brain. That's a great way to describe it. And I know for me, I was one of the beta testers with just the capsules back in November, and some of the same things that you're mentioning, just even with just the capsules, I noticed the sleep, but that didn't happen until probably 4 or 5 days in for me, where I noticed a really big difference in how good I slept. Just like you, I already sleep really well from the Thrive experience. That's still one of my favorite benefits. And I've been doing this almost 11 years. So for it to go up to the next level was incredible. And then something my husband mentioned after I was done with the 7-day sample, he said that I was handling the stressful situations so much better. I was just like calmer, just, kind of just went through things, not a big deal. And that was just with the capsules alone. So I was so excited to get all 4 steps and see what it can do. And I tell you, I mean, we really put it to the test. We did, the 3 steps on Thursday. And then on Friday, we had a long road trip. So we drove 2 hours to take our son to football practice. And then we had to drive 6 hours, the complete opposite way, for football camp the next early morning. He had to be there at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And so we did a lot of sitting. And then on Saturday, on our way back from the football camp, we did a lot of sitting. And so I don't feel like I was able to really see what it could do, just because it was not our normal schedule at all. Mm-hmm. And one thing I remember from just taking the capsules, the first few days, I had lots of really good energy, and kind of like I described it as like a motivated energy, where, because I have good energy with Thrive too. That's what I struggled kind of to talk about what these things were doing, because it was the same things I was getting from Thrive. It was just like the next level, right? But the thing with the capsules I noticed is that if I sat down, I started to feel tired. And so when we sat so much on Friday and Saturday in the car on our road trip, that I kind of, I didn't really notice energy. I didn't really notice appetite control. I didn't really notice the focus, because it just wasn't really our normal activities that we were doing. But yesterday, that was the first day we were home. I had up to 2 capsules yesterday, because I started with just 1. And oh my gosh, I felt incredible all day long. I felt super focused. I had to remind myself to eat. And especially like after Christmas, I'm a pretty, like, I've told people, when I started hearing people talk about it quiets the food noise. I've never really dealt with a whole lot of food noise, or what I would consider food noise. I eat when I'm hungry. I snack when I want. But I typically would not say, anything about food noise. But yesterday, I had to remind myself to eat. In fact, I wasn't going to eat supper because I wasn't hungry. But then I'm like, I know my body needs fuel. I know I should eat something. And plus, I don't want to wake up starving in the morning. And so I ate dinner last night. But it was a super small portion. And I really, like, if I didn't feel like I had to, I wouldn't have. So definitely the appetite control kicked in a ton yesterday for me. And I'm, I think about the people that have food noise or whatever. And I just think this is just going to be amazing.
Yes, that's one of the things a lot of people have talked about, is that food noise, because so many people, whether they talk about it or not, so many people struggle with that. Just always wanting to eat and never being full and never being satisfied. And so I'm really excited. I mean, the stories continue to pour in, but I'm really excited as those continue. So, yeah.
Well, and I think, you were the first one I heard of to get it. So, nobody's even a week in on this product yet on all 4 steps. And so I just think, man, if we're already listing all these benefits off, imagine what everything's going to look like when we're a month on product, 2 months on product. We've got the Ultimate Thriver Challenge going on, so for people that use this for the whole 12 weeks, like, what is that going to look like for everybody? Because high impact, right? Short time, high impact, like, wow. So,
hey, you know what? We were talking beforehand. Let's talk about this lifestyle mix. Let's talk about the shake. Because it is, yes, because it's different. A lot of people were talking, that had gotten the product because we had the initial beta testers that had just the capsules, and then the next set of beta testers that had all 4 products. And they were talking about that lifestyle mix and how it just kind of had like a spicy taste. So I wasn't sure what to expect. I've never, ever been disappointed. I mean, with our lifestyle mixes, with the 3 core products, I've never been disappointed in any of the flavors. I mean, I like some better than others, but I was worried about this, especially because it's like 50% of our vitamins throughout the day, and the list of what's in here. How in the world could Jason Camper and the crew make something taste amazing? It really does. I couldn't really taste, I wasn't sure. I knew it didn't taste bad, but I couldn't place it as far as what it really tasted like. Except one of my friends had mentioned cupcakes, and I'm like, cupcakes with a little bit of spice, pumpkin spice. And I'm like, oh, so I thought about that the next day. I smelled it. It does. It's very cupcake-ish. It's not pumpkin spice, but it's a spice. So what are your thoughts on that lifestyle mix? I mean, it's different. The texture is different. It's not as ultra micronized, but it mixes up and it's smooth. And it's got all the goodness, but yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, same as you. I was very nervous about it when I heard there was some spice, and everybody said, I don't know how to explain it other than spice. And I'm like, that really is what it is. There's just a little bit of heat at the end. And it doesn't taste bad. But it's definitely something that you can taste kind of towards the end of drinking it. Again, I think cupcake is a great explanation with it. I should have brought it in here. But this morning I added our colostrum product. It's called Rebuild. I would say that's kind of like an orangish flavor. I added that to my lifestyle mix this morning, and I feel like it kind of changed the flavor of the heat. I don't know that it took it away, but kind of changed the flavor of the heat. And I really enjoyed it. So I would not be opposed to people adding, some people add Boost to their lifestyle mix in the morning. Some people add Rebuild, whatever. I think it's okay to kind of play with that and add some things if you want. But since you brought up the shakes, let's talk a little bit about the strip and what your thoughts are. If you have a favorite way to put it in your mouth or anything like that. Some people said don't put it on top of your tongue because then it gets stuck to the roof of your mouth. Like, what are you doing with that strip?
Okay, first off, I wasn't sure what to think about the strip. But for you and I, you've been around for 11 years. I've been around for 10, almost 10. And so our trust and faith in this company and Jason Camper and us doing such amazing things, we didn't question it, and we know that it's good for us. So I wasn't sure what to think about it, but the very first time that I did it, I didn't fold it in half or anything. I just put it on my tongue. But then it got stuck to the roof of my mouth, because then you close your mouth, your tongue's, and I'm like, okay, this is awkward, but it did dissolve a little bit quicker that way. But I was also like, trying to get it off the roof of my mouth. So I had heard a friend mention to fold it in half and maybe place it under your tongue. So I tried that. What I've found is I like to fold it in half, place it under my tongue, but I take a drink of water before to make sure my mouth isn't dry. Take that drink of water before and then let it dissolve a little bit, and then a drink afterwards. And it seems to be fine. It's just kind of a pepperminty taste. In the middle of the afternoon, if you need a little bit of energy and you need some fresh breath, just throw that strip on. And I noticed, because I was just kind of like, okay, what's this going to do for me? I noticed a little bit of extra energy, and it literally killed my appetite. It didn't make me want to snack. I like to snack in the afternoon. I usually do eat about 4 times a day, and I do follow my macros. Most days anyway. But I did find myself, I didn't feel snacky. I didn't want, I have not craved sweets. I want to hit on that before I turn it back over to you. I love sweets. And I've walked chocolate sheet cake is my absolute favorite. And Thursday and Friday, and I don't eat just one. I want more. And Thursday and Friday at the office, I continued to walk by that chocolate sheet cake, didn't have a bite of it. And so I haven't had any of those sweets since I've been doing the GLP.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, the strip, I like the flavor of it. I do notice that once it starts dissolving, it gets a little bit gooey. So the texture, if you're a texture person, it's a little bit weird, but like you said, Alma, like we know what this is going to do for us and that it's all good for us. And so, yeah, I've heard people that, cut it in half and just do like, half at one time, half at another time. I've heard people fold it once or fold it twice, kind of putting it towards the back under your tongue. I did try it on top of my tongue one day just because I wanted to check all the different things, and sure enough, it got stuck on the roof of my mouth. So, but I love your tip about taking a drink of water before, and then after it dissolves, taking another, starts dissolving, taking another drink of water. I'm going to try that today. So as far as timing, I am typically doing the strip like between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. Do you have a certain time that you're doing it or recommending to people at all?
I've been, I think just like with all the products, we're all going to have to find out what works best for us because our bodies aren't the same. Me about 1 or 2, just to kind of, as I'm kind of feeling it out and seeing. So that's kind of usually
okay. Okay. Yeah. And I love, again, these 4 products are designed to help our body increase its natural production of the GLP-1 and the GIP. So I think, doing these 2 in the morning, you kind of give your body a really great start that way. I'm doing this in the afternoon between 2 and 3. And then actually, I should have touched on this. I'm putting the DFT on at night before I go to bed. Mm-hmm. And I kind of went that route, honestly, because I don't give up my black label. So that goes on in the morning. I love the mood support that I get from that, the B vitamins that are in there and whatever. I love that. So I'm actually doing the GLP DFT at night. And so I feel like this is a great way, this 24 hours, you're going to wear this 24 hours, whether you put it on in the morning or at night, but this is going to raise your body's levels even while you're sleeping, which is a super cool thing. So I just think that the 4 products working together and, boosting your body's levels of those hormones like all day long is incredible. And like we talked about, just imagine what is everything going to look like in another few weeks and a couple months, down the road. So
absolutely.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining me, Alma. Guys, if you have questions, we were not able to live stream this. I'm not sure why. I'm going to figure that out. So we're going to put this recording out. But if you have questions, drop them in the comments. If you're somebody that's using this product already, please put in the comments what you're noticing. We would love to hear and what day you're on, because I think that, again, like Alma said, every body is so different. I didn't notice a whole lot the first few days, right? But on Sunday, I was like, whoa, here we are. But we would love to hear from you on what you're noticing. And again, if you have questions, drop them in the comments. Either one of us will get back to you. All right. Have a good day, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Oh.